As Sergeant at Arms, I set up the meeting. I came a little early. I made sure that Riva helped me with coffee because I'm not really good at making the coffee. I also had made sure that we have all the supplies we need. I did an inventory and I make sure everything we have works. I also get to start the meeting by reading the club mission on the agendas. And then I'll introduce the club president. As club president, I will ask for the guests to introduce themselves, but I will first start with the singing of our national anthem. And what I'll do is look over to Merle and ask Merle to lead us, because when Merle leads us, the atmosphere picks up, and then nobody listens to my terrible voice. I will then ask for the toast. Giving the toast, I wasn't really sure exactly what I should do for the toast, so I went and I got the description and learned what the purpose of a toast and the 6 different parts of the toast that I need to do. I practiced and practiced in front of my mirror, and then I put something down so that I can give the best toast that I possibly can. As the president, I'm going to introduce the guests. Now, I might have met some of them outside talking to Dennis, VP of Membership, or I might have got a phone call, or perhaps an email from them so I know who they are. And then I get to give them a ribbon welcoming them to Toastmasters. Then I will ask for any reports. Now what I usually do before a meeting is put all the information so that people can see it, and it saves us a little bit of time. Any report that may come from the officers that meet once a month, or maybe the area, or the division, or the district, so all the club knows what's actually going on. Then I get to introduce the chairperson. I am the chairperson, and what I did first is try to figure out what the theme was for the meeting. So I went on to Easy Speak and I found out what the theme was. Then I got a hold of everybody I'm introducing to write a little introduction for them using the theme. I asked them, why do you like red trucks? And then they sent me back an email and I put it in an introduction. But I wasn't quite sure what the chairperson role did. So I went to Easy Speak, clicked on chairperson, and I was able to get the description. And as chairperson, I will make sure the agenda is filled. VP of Ed helped me. We made sure if there was any changes, we did those promptly to make sure the meeting runs smoothly and on time. Then as the chairperson, I'm going to ask for the various roles. I am the timer. And I looked up what my responsibilities are. I wrote an intro so I can introduce. I know what the speakers and times are. And I'm going to show what the different lights are. But I also have to make sure the equipment is working. And I have a stopwatch. Oh, stopwatch works. On, off, on, off. And I have a binder of what to write. Not really sure. Riva, can you come over and help me? Okay, great. As timer, then I will give a report after. I'm the grammarian. And I had to check what the theme was first, so I could come up with the word of the day. I checked dictionary and everything and came up with a really good word. I then printed it and put it so everybody could see it. And I put it on Easy Speak so it could show up on the agenda so everybody could use my word and challenge themselves. And the ahs and the ums, I will let everybody know what that is. Then I will give a report at the end. As the quiz master, I'm going to listen, take down some questions, and then ask everybody to see if they were listening to it. As the chairperson, I'm going to start the business session. I get to use the gavel rather than a shoe because the gavel is here, and I will ask the secretary to read the minutes. Then I will ask if there's anybody we need to vote in by checking with the president, and then if there's anything else going on as well. Then as the chairperson, I'll ask for old business or new business. I check with the secretary to see if there's any motions that are on the floor, so again I can make sure that the meeting runs smoothly and on time. And then I'll introduce the Toastmaster. I'm the Toastmaster, and as the Toastmaster I email those that are speaking, got an introduction ready for them. I also make sure that they're speaking and let the VP of Education know just in case there's not a speaker so he knows to get the agenda done. Using the theme again, I have an introduction for them. I will ask the evaluator to please read the objectives. And I will introduce the speaker with as much enthusiasm as I can. I'm the speaker, and I've been preparing for weeks and weeks in front of my mirror, even at the bus stop. One time my arm went out and I hit somebody coming, but I'm ready to speak. I got my manual, I give it to my evaluator, and they will give me a great evaluation. And this is a very exciting time as the speaker. All the speakers are finished, and I'm now the parliamentarian. And my job as parliamentarian is to review the business session. I don't really know exactly what to review, so I printed out the Roberts rules, or all these rules that I can help the club, educate them, and point out anything that I think we need approval. I get to evaluate any kind of parliamentarian procedure using Roberts rules that happens during the meeting. And I also get to do the most important part of our meeting. I get to announce break. After everybody's had their cookie and their coffees, I am the table topic master. The chairperson introduced me. I looked at the theme and I found some questions, and I'm ready to ask people to improve their impromptu speaking skills. I want to make sure that everybody gets an opportunity to speak, so I know who's not on the agenda. I wrote down their names, and those are the people that I'm going to ask to participate in table topics. Table topics is done, and the chairperson just announced me, and I am the general evaluator. And I have a few roles as general evaluator. First, I'm going to introduce the evaluators for the evening, and I contacted them before, and using the theme, I got their introduction so I could properly introduce them the way that is the best for them. I'm also going to ask for the reports from the timer, from the grammarian and the quizmaster, and then I'm going to give my evaluation of what the parliamentarian didn't cover, which is mainly most of the meeting. As the evaluator, I've been in contact with the speaker. I know what they want me to look for. We've gone over the objectives for the speeches. The speakers worked with their mentor, but they've also worked with me. And I will give them an evaluation in their book, and then I'm going to give them a verbal evaluation and offer any feedback. And feedback is not about criticizing, but it's about motivating them and giving them ways to improve as they move forward. As a general evaluator, I'm going to ask for the reports. The timer is going to tell me how much time people took. The quizmaster is going to give us some questions. And the grammarian is going to tell us how many times was the word of the day used, how many times us and those filler words were used. And thanks to the grammarian, we work on those filler words. And as the general evaluator, I'm going to give my report, a 2 to 3 minute report on motivating us and feedback for the meeting, what we did well, what we can do better to improve our meetings all the time. Then we've come to the awards and the conclusion. I'm the Toastmaster, and I get to come back up and give the awards. We had 3 speakers, so we have Best Speaker, we have Best Evaluator, and I'll also give Table Topics. So I'm going to hand them out in a special order. I'll start with Table Topics, then I'll hand out the Best Evaluator, then I'll hand out the Best Speaker, because the speakers worked really hard and we should really recognize them. And that's what I'm going to do. Then I'm going to ask the chairperson to come back up. The chairperson just introduced me. I'm doing the Joker Thought of the Day. And I thought of a really good joke. What is the capital in Canada? Little C, little A, N, A, D, A. It fit the theme, so I thought that was a really great joke. Now, as the chairperson, I get to hand out the sheep, the ram, and the sham, these little furry animals. And I've been watching a few people that have really put in a lot of work in tonight's meeting and have gone beyond. And I want to recognize them. Kalichi brought in some cookies, and I think that's great, so he gets that. And Peter put a lot of work into it. And Bavneet spent days on her speech, and I know that, so I'm going to make sure she gets the ram. And then I'm going to introduce the president. As the president, I will end the meeting and ask the guests for their comments and any other comments that anybody else has during the meeting. I started the meeting with as much enthusiasm as I could, and now I'm going to end the meeting with as much enthusiasm as I can as well. It's very important to recognize all the guests, and I'm going to make sure that everybody had a chance to at least speak once during a Toastmasters meeting. Now that the meeting's over, I will go home to my 6 kids and my wife, and I will enjoy that the meeting is over. Mr. Toastmaster.